Star had always dreamed of being a model. Since childhood, she practiced her runway walk in front of mirrors, flipping through fashion magazines, imagining her face on the covers. When she finally landed an audition at one of the biggest modeling agencies in the country, it felt like fate. On the day of the audition, she stepped into the waiting area and immediately felt her confidence waver. The room was filled with tall, impossibly beautiful women, slim figures, sharp cheekbones, glowing skin. Compared to them, Star felt ordinary, insecure. She lowered herself into a chair next to a girl with striking red hair. First time auditioning? The girl asked. Yeah, Star admitted, forcing a smile. I'm Ruby. Don't be nervous. You never know what they're looking for, she said reassuringly. Star appreciated the kindness, but her anxiety remained. When her name was finally called, she took a deep breath and walked into the audition room. 3 judges sat behind a long table, their expressions unreadable. Among them was Karen, the agency's owner, a woman known for shaping some of the biggest names in fashion. Okay, Star, let's see what you've got. Walk, Karen ordered. Star straightened her posture and walked with as much grace and confidence as she could muster. She had practiced for this moment countless times. When she finished, Karen studied her for a moment before nodding. Impressive. Very good. A spark of hope ignited in Star's chest until Karen continued. But you're too fat. Modeling is more than just a pretty face. It's about having a certain look, a certain body type. Unfortunately, you just don't fit the mold. It requires a certain body type, and you are not it. I can't sign you, Star. But don't give up, you've got potential. Just work on your body. The words crushed her. Star walked out, feeling like her dream had been shattered in a single moment. Ruby was waiting for her. How did it go? Star sighed. Karen said, I need to lose weight. I'll eat healthy, work out, and try again. Ruby frowned. That could take forever. I know a doctor who can help. He gives celebrities something that works fast. She handed Star a business card. Dr. Lee, body transformation specialist. Desperate, Star went to see him. I have exactly what you need, Dr. Lee said. Mondify. A lot of top models use it. It's perfect. Excited, Star took the injections home. That night, she and Ruby both injected themselves with Mondify, convinced it was the key to their dream bodies. Months later, Star returned to the agency, transformed. Karen's reaction was instant. Bravo, bravo. You are perfect, she declared. I'm going to make you the most famous model in the world. And just like that, Star was signed. Her life became a whirlwind of magazine covers, brand deals, and TV appearances. Everyone wanted her. She traveled nonstop, walking runways in Milan, Paris, and New York. One day, during a photo shoot, Ruby visited her. Excited, Star introduced her to Karen. But Karen barely looked at Ruby before turning to Star. Get her out of here, Karen said coldly. Ruby left embarrassed. As soon as the door closed, Karen's expression turned sharp. Are you still on Mondify? She asked. Yes, Star said hesitantly. Karen's eyes narrowed. Then clearly, it's no longer working for you. Fix your body before I find someone else. That night, Star sat in her apartment devastated. Mondify was changing. Instead of keeping her slim, it gave her an insatiable appetite. She was gaining weight instead of losing it. She looked in the mirror, fear gripping her heart. What was she going to do? If she didn't find a way to fix this, everything she had worked for, her dream, her fame, her future, would come crumbling down. Desperate to save her career, Star went back to Dr. Lee. The doctor frowned as he flipped through her file. Why didn't you tell me you were on medication for a heart murmur? He asked, his tone sharp. Star shifted uncomfortably in her seat. I didn't think it mattered. Dr. Lee scoffed. Well, it does, unless you want your heart to explode. Star's stomach dropped. So, what do I do? Simple. You stop taking Mondify. Immediately. Star bit her lip. But I need to lose weight. I can't afford to stop now. Dr. Lee leaned back in his chair, watching her carefully. Then, with a smirk, he asked, Tell me, Star, would you rather be skinny or dead? Without hesitation, she answered, I'd rather be skinny and live my dream. Dr. Lee sighed. There may be another way. He hesitated before finally pulling out a small, sealed box. He placed it on the table between them. What's this? Star asked. An ancient method, he explained, lowering his voice. More effective than Mondify, but it comes with side effects. Inside is a tapeworm. You swallow it with cologne tea. It will absorb everything you eat, keeping you thin. But listen carefully. No matter how hungry you feel, you must try to eat as you normally would. Without a second thought, Star grabbed the box, tore it open, and swallowed the tapeworm. Dr. Lee shook his head. You'll be down 10 pounds in a week. As soon as Star got home, the hunger pangs hit. A gnawing, unbearable hunger. She raided the kitchen, stuffing herself with anything she could find. No matter how much she ate, the hunger remained. But the strangest thing was, despite eating more than ever, she stayed thin, snatched, flawless, in demand. Photo shoot after photo shoot, brand deal after brand deal. Star became the face of the industry, until one afternoon at a restaurant, everything fell apart. She was seated alone, devouring plate after plate, when a man approached. Are you okay? He asked, concerned. Mind your business, she snapped, drawing the attention of everyone around her. Phones lifted. Cameras flashed. The next morning, headlines screamed. Star, the beautiful melanin model with an eating disorder. How does she stay so thin? Karen was livid. When Star arrived at the agency, the older woman was waiting, arms crossed, jaw tight. What the hell was that? Karen hissed. You are in the public eye, Star. You should be mindful of how you carry yourself. What was with that animalistic behavior? Tears welled in Star's eyes. It's not my fault. It's what's inside me. Karen scoffed. Mondify. Star shook her head. Karen softened, mistaking Star's distress for insecurity. You're just suffering from imposter syndrome. It's normal to feel this way. Star swallowed her words. There was no way she could explain that a living creature was inside her, eating everything she consumed. That night, Ruby returned home, excited. Star, I signed with another agency. She stopped mid-sentence, eyes widening at the disaster before her. Empty food containers littered the floor. On the couch, Star lay bloated and exhausted, food crumbs clinging to her lips. This is getting out of control, Ruby said softly. Oh, please, you model wannabe, Star sneered, throwing a half-eaten sandwich at her. Silence. Regret filled Star's face immediately. Ruby, I didn't mean... Ruby stepped back, shaking her head. I'm moving out. I'll come get my things later. Tears streamed down Star's face. Please don't go. There's something inside me. Please help me. Ruby scoffed. I can't believe you're suddenly jealous of me. We should be celebrating my deal, but instead, you're acting out. Anyway, good luck with your Vogue shoot tomorrow. With that, she walked out. The next morning, at her Vogue fitting, her designer frowned as she tried to zip up the dress. Star, you've lost 5 pounds since your last fitting. The dress is too loose. Star snapped. Shut up, you fat cow. She stormed out, crying, and stuffed herself with food in a desperate attempt to regain control. She had lost everything, her friends, her dignity, and now her body. Desperate, she rushed back to Dr. Lee. I'm losing jobs. I don't feel like myself anymore, she sobbed. Dr. Lee looked at her with deep regret. You should have come to me sooner. Star, the tapeworm stores food. The more you eat, the stronger it gets. Her blood ran cold. I want it out. Now. Dr. Lee handed her a small bottle. Drink this. The tapeworm will move towards your exit. When you see its head, grab it and pull it out, gently. That night, Star sat in the bathtub, writhing in pain. Sweat beaded on her forehead as she felt something slithering inside her. Then, a sharp movement. It was coming out. A grotesque pail had emerged. Star reached down with trembling hands and grabbed it. She pulled, slowly, carefully. Inch by inch, the parasite slid from her body. She gasped in relief. But before she could react, the tapeworm twisted, lifted its head, and lunged. Star barely had time to scream. The next day, Ruby returned to the apartment to collect her things. "Star," she called. Silence. She stepped inside, her heart pounding. The bathroom door was slightly open. When she pushed it, Star lay lifeless on the floor. Ruby's breath caught in her throat. Then something moved. Before she could react, a pale, slimy figure slithered behind her. A sudden, sharp pain shot through her body. Her scream never came. Some time later, Karen sat across from a radiant Ruby, studying her with approval. "You're stunning," Karen purred. "Absolutely perfect." Ruby smiled, and the cycle began again.